Welcome back to another new Martyverse. We're doing something totally different. We are talking to Ricky, Oscar, and Jaeden Martell from the movie Our Hero Balthazar, and we're going to talk about it, but at the end of it, we are going to do auditioning. Rumor has it that Oscar's writing another movie, and I think that we're going to be able to audition in front of them and try and get a part in his new movie. This is what Martyverse is about. Somebody to put me in a movie. It's a long play, and this is what I'm hoping. I'm going to charm Oscar, I'm going to charm Ricky and Jaeden, and be like, that guy needs to be in my movie. Let's see how it goes. I'm also having Feitelberg join me for the podcast because, listen, I have a lot in here. Sometimes it doesn't come out correctly, and John's been doing this with actors and directors. He's going to get it out for me for the podcast portion. See, couldn't get that out. All right, welcome back to a very special new type of episode of Martyverse. Usually I face athletes. I'm facing pitchers, NBA players, Novak Djokovic, and now we have something very different. I brought my friend John in today.
I'm thrilled to be here. We got a big day. We got Oscar, Boyson, Jaeden Martell, Ricky Camilleri, the writer, star, and director of Our Hero Balthazar, out now on Apple. Go watch it on Apple. It's August 11th. Go watch it. We're going to break down Our Hero Balthazar, and then we'll get into this fucking audition.
Yeah, and listen, I watched it last night. You're a sicko. You're unbelievable in it. You're so good in it. And the first question I wanted to ask you guys was about the marketing, because it's obviously a hard movie to market.
I disagree.
I disagree too.
Oh, and I love that. And I love that because you also created the Instagram for Balti, and that was unbelievable. Someone actually in the office said, it was like, wait, that's that guy? Like from your apartment tour you did?
They thought that was real.
They thought that was a real person.
My mom thought that was real too, and we're talking about after having seen the movie twice, and like 4 months, like 4 months after the movie comes out, she texts me and she's like, "Have you seen this apartment thing where Jaeden took this guy on the?" She was like, and he started crying. What was wrong? And the apartment looks like the one in the movie. And I was like, I don't understand, Bob. You literally listed the evidence as to how this is, like what it is.
You still haven't figured it out.
So funny.
But it goes back to what we were saying, that she just like can't believe that like something I did would be a part of something that she would see outside of me showing it to her.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no way that this popular thing has anything to do with your movie.
People care what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
I had lunch with my second cousin. He's like, "Oh, you have a nice apartment too."
Get out of town.
Like, not important. There's nothing there, man.
Jaeden, you had a role in this movie where you are crying a lot, right? Obviously on display in that Instagram video as well. What can make you do it so easily? Are you like listening to music before the scene? Is it the wardrobe? The setting?
No, it's nothing emotional. I could teach you guys. It's like
Really?
it's a gland thing. I've described this way too many times. It's kind of perverse at this point, but it's the same thing as pissing. It's the same thing as like, you know, when you're like pee shy a little bit. Yeah, and you force it out. So usually now it's easier for me to cry. So when I'm trying to pee and I'm pee shy, I try to fake cry and it comes out. It's linked. The glands are linked.
It's linked.
It's a science. There's a science to it. I can't describe it, but it's a feeling. It's like flexing muscles. Yeah.
That's unbelievable. I did not expect that.
So you don't need the help of music. You don't need anything. You're just like, I'll just force it out.
No, not with this. No, not with this. This was like, okay, this is when acting becomes sports.
Yeah. Dude,
I like
always
that.
talking about
You're talking to the right guys for that.
Yeah.
Do you find though that you use that in other elements of acting as well, or is it just the sort of physicality of crying that you do that? Because I imagine like
if
there'd
you
be
can't
other
attach
things
yourself to a scene.
Yeah.
If it's a hard scene, it's like, this is some bullshit I got to do.
Right.
Then you got to fucking, put your helmet on and get out there.
Right.
Can you do it with
I can
sweat?
understand this.
I sometimes think I can, but I don't think it's true.
That's tough. How can you make yourself sweat? I don't think you can.
Because you could also make yourself blush in a
really
way.
Stupid science question. Like, there's a smart man in this room. They're like, no, you can't. That's
Yeah,
Gotta be a
I can tell you this.
We make sure there are no smart men.
There's no smart men in this room. Especially
Company policy.
the Barstool way. There are no smart men in this room.
There's literally none. There's not. You can't point out one smart guy.
Oscar, what was it like going from producer to director? Like I heard recently someone told me that being a producer is like being the director's director, where it's like all he does is complain to you. Was it nice to kind of get out of that?
I feel like that's actually the first time I've heard anybody ask you that question, and I'm shocked because it is the most obvious. Best question
That's
to
the
ask
only-
you.
I gotta be honest, it's the only one I thought of.
But I've literally, of all the interviews we've done, of all the Q&As we've done, I've never actually heard somebody ask that question. I'm shocked now that I've heard it for the first time.
Talk to us.
Well, yeah, I mean, first, I think, I don't know how many kids grow up and they're like, I want to be a producer. You know, I always thought of myself as a filmmaker, and when I was first playing with the camera and editing, I was always just doing every job. And with producing, it was more of like a learning experience and an opportunity to get on set and be a part of somebody else's vision. You know, I think of it. You could say that the director's director. I think of it more like the director's the architect and the producer is the contractor.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and some people, you know, some architects are super involved in the contracting of the house, and other ones are not. So there's lots of wiggle room in between there. But for me, it was I think I'd always directed shorter pieces. Like as I was producing movies, I was making lots of work for the internet and for brands. So I think it's just more decisions, you know. It's more things that are on you to decide and invest yourself in and invest your voice in.
Did you think you learned a lot from the production side that you put into practice with the direction?
Totally. I mean, most directors don't get to be on other people's sets, right? Because the first like set that they're ever on, they're directing. So they never get to see how anyone else does it if they stay on that track. So I feel really lucky to have produced for a lot of different directors, because you get to see how other people do it, and there's a beauty to learning just like how to get the results that you want on your own, but to work, you know, with other directors who have very different backgrounds and perspectives than I do, just getting time on set, you know.
Yeah.
That's really I always, if there's like younger people who want to get into filmmaking and they're trying to figure out where to start, I'm always completely sympathized, because just having that experience of being on a set or being behind the camera, like that's so important. Right. I'd trade one movie experience for any number of years of film school, because you're actually seeing it in practice and you're seeing the results that come out.
I feel like
of
that's happening now with, like, even from Obsession, right? You see Curry Barker went from making YouTube sketches to now directing some. Like, do you recommend that for like young filmmakers, just to like do it, go out there, put something out there, or like?
Absolutely. And not everybody, you know, maybe there could be a financial obstacle, or maybe you don't, you know, you can't beat yourself up if the idea isn't coming right out of you and you're like, I have a feature film that I need to make by the time I'm Curry Barker's age. Like, don't beat yourself up for that. Go work on somebody else's movie. You know, I think much better to go, I've worked in every department, and that makes you a great director and a great producer, is to be able to speak everybody's language, so that you can so that people who are running the other departments, or the actors who, you know, they can do stuff that you'll never be able to do, you give them ideas and they take it to a place that you could never on your own.
That said, I do think film school for some kids is like a solid gestation period. I don't know if it needs to be $75,000, $90,000 a year gestation period, but if you're not ready to make a movie, if you've come from a place where maybe you've come from a town where you don't really have anybody else that has the creative drive that you have, it's definitely a place where you can go and you can meet peers, and you and your peers can make things. I mean, imagine being 18 years old and moving from your small town to New York City and be like, I'm going to find some peers to make a movie. That could be pretty hard. Yeah. But if you go to a school and you have a film school of some kind, then you can learn the ropes and learn different people and learn who you want to make projects with and get exposed to movies.
I hadn't really thought about that. That's a great point. Just the community building aspect
But
of
it's
it.
kind of what, like,
Again, not sure if it's worth $90,000 a year. That's a whole other conversation that people should be having, but still, it does help.
But we even, like we said, we're morons, right? But we both, he's been here.
What was that?
We are absolute morons. As you can hear from my voice, people are like, well, that's a moron, you know? But me and
Then
him
let's
have
talk
been
medicine.
Well, you've been here 15 years, whatever. I've been here 10, and it's like, we kind of found out, 4 years ago, that we really like making things. We make sketches now. We're trying to make short films now. But like, I never knew anyone that ever wanted to do these things. But I've been learning so much through this process by talking to people like you guys, even us on set. We're like, oh, I didn't know we could do that. And it's cool. I think that's like just like you said, finding peers that have the same creativity drive as you, you know?
Experiencing the process, right? It's getting the chance to see something from an idea in your head to something on the page to something that other people are reading, that you're shooting, and then you're editing it, and then you're posting it. It's a really beautiful, and then making a movie, it's a really beautiful process.
Yeah, it's in the process. That's why someone like him is my favorite kind of director to work with, who understands the process and from a production perspective. Some directors are treated like talent. They're like expected to slot in like an actor does and be like, this is my role. I don't talk to the actors. I don't need to talk to all the... But the beauty's in the details, how things come to be.
Have you experienced that?
Sure, yeah, lots of
brutal.
That's horrible.
Now, we both said, not we both, but we've all said process a couple times here. What was the process for Our Hero Balthazar? What was like, where did the idea come from, and then how did it grow through there?
I mean, we got time, right?
Yeah, we got time.
I have to think about the movie that Ricky and I, the first one that Ricky and I wrote together.
Can we just say what it was?
Sure, yeah.
It was called Liberty's Last Line, and it was about a militia who think that they've discovered a FBI.
Wait. It's about this loser from Buffalo, New York. No offense, Buffalo. He lives with his mother, and he meets this girl on the internet, and he travels to rural Ohio to meet up with her in person, where he gets mistaken for an FBI agent by a heavily armed right-wing militia.
So cool.
Wow.
It's a comedy. It is, yeah. But that movie, for whatever reason, the pandemic and the strikes, it sort of fell apart as we were in not even in pre-production. We were scouting.
Yeah, I think I probably had a outsized confidence coming from the sort of movies that I was producing. Like, I'll be able to... I thought I could kind of skip a step, to be honest. You know? Like... and it didn't come together. We've probably worked more on that movie than we have Our Hero Balthazar. And the fact that it didn't happen made me think a little bit. And I was like, well, hey, Oscar, you were there making movies with like Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig and the Safdies when, you know, there was less than like $500,000 budget, you know, and that's what it means to make a first film. So that's what you have to do if you actually want to make one. That, I think that was one thing that was inspiring us, along with the failure of
I think when we got a sense that the other movie was teetering, we started being started recognizing that why it was teetering was potentially because people were looking at the budget and being like, we don't want to give you guys that much money to make a movie yet. So we started thinking about what could be a smaller budget. And it's so funny that you say like this movie is so hard to market because everybody else said that, but when we started writing it, we were like, this is so marketable. You know, like we really thought we were like, we got it, you know. And it started because there was an FBI report about the Uvalde shooter where he would send messages to random people across the world for attention. And you know, he would send like, hello, what's up? Or he would say like, troll. I'm gonna rape you, bitch, crazy shit. He was trolling. And on the morning of the shooting, he sent a message to a 13-year-old girl in Germany. And he said, I just shot my grandmother. I'm gonna go shoot at my school, my elementary school. And she didn't really know him that well and didn't know if this was real. And she wrote back, sounds cool. And that came out because that came out like after it happened. So online people started doxing her, and even people kind of in like mainstream news outlets, you know, your usual shitbag pontificators who get paid to.
Could she have done something?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's wrong with this generation that they would receive and blah blah blah. And it felt like one, it felt like a good story of like the person who gets that message and actually is like, I'm going to do something about it. And two, thematically, it felt like a microcosm of what it not just feels like to be a teenager right now, to be an adult, to be anybody who feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders and the adults keep making it feel like that way while they're not doing anything to take care of the situation, which they're largely responsible for.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's fucking
That's
great.
insane.
Yeah.
The whole time I was watching it, I was thinking about you and being like, what is your generation's experience with the mass shootings and stuff like that? Like, does that, like, were you in school going through those drills? Like, what do the students talk about when those drills are happening?
Well, yeah, it's a funny
Jaeden was
thing.
working with Academy Award-winning directors. The rest of
Yeah,
us
I
were
wasn't
doing
really, I wasn't really going through it, but it is this weird, odd thing that you feel such a distance from it, though. You feel sort of numb to it. It's hard to feel like you can do anything about it when it's coming through you on a screen.
But you're made to feel like that you should do something
You
about
should
it.
do
You should-
something.
You should click, you should post, you should do
Yes.
this.
And then
you're
once-
just feeding a beast.
Yeah, and once that happens, then it feels awkward to actually do something. Because now what we can do is have a voice, and what we can do is spread information. But if it feels pretentious, it feels wrong, and it feels like you're taking advantage of that thing. So the whole thing gets real tricky.
Yeah.
But now I think it's about just getting rid of that feeling and pushing the information,
Yeah.
doing what we got to do. Right?
Yeah.
No, 1,000%. That makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. And that drill scene of like the guy who's like, first of all, this is going to sound crazy, but I worked at counterterrorism for 6 months.
Wow.
And my job
amazing.
was to do, like, I would go to private businesses and give
No shit.
like active shooter classes.
Amazing.
And let me tell you, again, moron shouldn't be doing that. Like,
Wow.
But like, a lot of the questions were like, if a kid would ask, like, if this happens, what do I do? And like, you can't answer that because you don't know. It's like every situation is different. And seeing this guy and then like that girl call him out, like you're a moron, basically.
Is that how you would answer? Would you say like every situation's different, or
I,
would
like,
you have
s- that-
canned answers that you would give anyway?
I would always say like again. Preface every situation is different, but you have to try and do this. Like it would always be like, because it was also different for schools and like businesses, but like I related to it so much because it's like, what is this guy teaching these kids? Like to just like try and go under a desk? That's what they told us in school when what would happen, right? Did you go through that? Or
No, I was too old for that.
Oh, you guys didn't even have those
Nothing.
things?
No.
Wow.
Did you give the
That was
like?
on your job application when you got this one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you give the like the Pacino and Irishman sort of advice where you were like, look, every situation's different, but if it's a knife, you run. If it's a gun, you charge.
Basically, yes.
I mean, that's the other thing that was so present when we started writing after Uvalde. It was just like more apparent than ever that nothing is going to change. We're not even going to talk about it, right? And not only that, a bunch of people are going to make a ton of money off of this fear, right?
Yeah, that's
and we are too old to have had those drills. But I think people Jaden's age and between us, like that is a whole generation where like your parents get a call, there's something going on at school, and that's your first thought.
Yep.
Like that's what's happening.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
just
I didn't
this-
think like that. Yeah.
It's this another layer of cushioning on top of the thing without digging to the root of the problem.
Yeah.
And
1,000%.
just to make another profit. And it's so, but also it's the repetition of trauma too. It's like recreating the trauma.
Yep.
It's like some of the kids who have come to the screening have gone through these drills too, and it's such a strange, awkward, weird kind of limbo, kind of creepy, crawly thing to go through.
Yeah, it
Like
really is. Like, your teacher locking a door and like you're just all hiding under a desk.
Yeah,
and you're
it's
like,
not
this is
good.
crazy.
What
And,
was-
which one of you sickos thought about the scene when you're watching the school shooting trying to kiss the girl? Because I laughed out loud. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. He's been both looking at each other like it might have been both of us.
I feel like that was in the first draft.
Yeah, always
right?
in there, huh?
Yeah, that was in the very first draft.
I mean, we talked a lot about Taxi Driver, right? Like the way that he.
That part. Sorry, I was thinking of the hallway scene. Yeah, that part. Yeah.
Always seems great.
Yeah.
You know, when Travis Bickle takes his date to the porno movie theater and he doesn't really understand why she's completely disgusted and walks out.
Dude, that's fucking
You know,
great.
It's like, I thought you liked movies.
I don't know much about movies, but I thought maybe, I don't know.
Your reaction was so funny in it, dude. It was so perfect. Of like, I don't understand why you don't like this. Like, what did I do wrong?
But we talked too about when you're an idiot when you're like a teenage boy,
Yeah.
right? Like you think just because a movie is cool, right? That the girl that you want to go out with is gonna also think it's cool.
But then you also are naturally kind of desensitized when you're a 16, 17-year-old boy. I don't know if you're desensitized to, real footage of a school shooting, but there are so many things that I watched as a 17-year-old boy, like pushing boundaries, testing the line as to what was appropriate, that if you put on for me now as a 42-year-old man, I'd be like, I don't want to watch this. This is disgusting.
Yeah, it's too much.
And I think it came from that. And when I was like 17, I took a girl to see Requiem for a Dream. Right? And it was like a first date, and I was just like, this is a really cool filmmaker. I like movies. You're gonna like it too, because I think you might like movies. But we'll see. And she happened to be pretty cool about it, but I was like devastated. I felt so guilty afterwards.
Yeah.
I just exposed this really sweet, nice girl named Carrie with a K to a double-sided dildo scene. I was like,
Ass to ass.
I was like, and she was like, no, I thought it was really great. And I was like, I don't know.
I remember I was probably of a similar age, and my buddy, who was a big film kid from New York, and we were in high school, he's like, I gotta show you this movie. And I watched Requiem for a Dream, and I was like, dude, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
I can't imagine what a 16-year-old girl was like.
She had an open mind, but I mean, that was like the kind of stuff that we, I think it's an exaggerated version in the movie, which limits some people's ability to empathize with Balthazar in that moment. But for Oscar and I, it was an exaggerated version of things that we and most of the boys we knew as teenagers did.
Yeah.
When you're that age, you don't have a fully formed brain yet, and you're just trying to see, like, are you gonna hate me for this? Or are you gonna think I'm cool?
Yeah.
Is this gonna be funny?
You're constantly just dipping your toe in the water.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe this might work.
Jaeden, you were talking about like how some directors just stay in their lane, and how you guys kind of collab. Like, are you on set, like, if you have an idea, you feel comfortable going to him, like, hey, I think this will work, and then you guys shoot it? Or, like, how does it work on set like that?
Yeah, generally, of course, these people are very open and collaborative. I don't think I was that way maybe then. I feel like I've grown so much. I feel like this was 3 years ago. This was 2 years ago that we shot it, and 3 years ago since I joined them.
Mm-hmm.
How hard is it to go on a press tour after 3 years? Like, I don't know what the fuck I was doing 3 years ago.
Yeah, I don't even know what the movie's about anymore.
I've shot so many other things.
What are we talking about still? Well, we just watched the DVD we did the DVD commentary, and that was fun. We got to watch it again, and I feel sort of that felt relieving a little bit, because I just got to sit in Oscar's living room and enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
But
Your
it kind of
big
it
takeaway
feels
was it's short.
That was my favorite. Oh, it's really short. It really flies by. Yeah. Were you guys offended by that?
No, not at all.
There's a lot of lines in the movie that I really liked, but I really loved, and it's not a spoiler, but towards the end, Chris Bauer, who's unbelievable.
Chris Bauer.
Best.
He's
He was
fantastic
great.
in this.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Frank Saboka from The Wire, he's really adds like a great weight to the movie, I thought. But Asa's character, I forget his name now.
Solomon.
I'm sorry.
That's
He's heading in to see his dad, and you go, dude, it's not even a school. No one's gonna care. I thought that was so funny. I thought there was a lot of like really great comedy.
And I
That
thought
was probably a later edition, don't you think? Well, do you remember?
No, that was pretty early,
Yeah.
but it was a line that we always debated. I was saying
There was a moment when we were editing where I was like, is the audience going to be in a place emotionally where that works, or like is it gonna cut the tension? And
But it's one of those great decisions that you have to make, where it's kind of like, well, if you're on board with the movie, you're going to be on board with that line. And if you're not on board with the movie, that it wouldn't have mattered if that line was there,
True.
was there or not.
Yeah.
You know, I think it works. For some people it doesn't, but that's okay.
I mean, I did a screening before we completely locked it, and it totally killed.
It worked.
Yeah, no, it worked quickly. I thought you guys casted the movie perfectly.
Yeah.
How was that process? Like, did you see Jaeden in something, or like he auditioned, or how did it was it like this is gonna be Balti? By the way, when you say Balti, it makes me die every time. I like how you say that.
Ballsy.
That's good. I was like, I didn't deliver that line right though.
No, I liked it a
In
lot.
the
I was
trailer,
saying
this
Balti all
last
last night.
You know what I realized? Get the papers is a bad delivery of that line, but it's so iconic.
Oh yes.
Sometimes these things don't matter.
Go like this.
Get the
Get
papers,
the
get the
papers.
papers.
Get the papers.
It actually doesn't make sense. Why would he? Now he's just saying it 2 times just to say it 2 times.
Yeah.
But anyways,
But yeah, how'd
thank
that
you.
casting process go?
Yeah, we'd seen Jaeden in. I mean, he's acted in so many things. And you were 20, right, when we
Must have been.
first.
You turned 21 on set.
Yeah.
I did.
I think so.
It's crazy. We're old.
And you showed up the next day.
Between defending Jacob and Low Tide, there was and even going way back to like St. Vincent, and I went back and watched Aloha. That's what sealed the deal.
Wait, we took.
I
I
haven't
think that's
watched
what's the other
Aloha
deal.
yet. How does it?
That was a good time.
Wait, Aloha, the Emma Stone one?
Yeah.
Emma Stone,
Really?
Bradley
Cameron
Cooper.
Oh,
Crowe.
so you were?
Yeah, Cameron Crowe.
I knew you were a child actor. I knew you were Knives Out and stuff like that. I didn't realize you were that young.
Yeah, I got
Didn't
Bill
you tell
Murray
me
that
Bill
job.
Murray got you that job?
Yeah, I got him that job.
You got Bill Murray the
But,
job?
you know, we helped each other out. No, he wrote a really sweet letter to Cameron Crowe, and then one day he was like, "Text Cameron, I'm gonna do his movie. And then Cameron every day would be like, "Bill's coming," and the producers would be like, "He's not coming. We gotta recast. What are we doing? We're waiting for this guy," and then he showed up.
That's pretty crazy.
But we talked about it pretty early on. I think the idea was too that I think not to be I don't think your goal is to be subversive, but it's something about what people expect from an actor. You know, I played a lot of like little nerds or meek people. This is a very active character who pretends to has his like he's a wolf in sheep's clothing a little bit. Literally, he's got kittens on his jacket. So I think that was the idea too, to sort of subvert expectations or something. It was a great opportunity for me. It wasn't just your generosity you were doing that, but it was like to excite somebody. I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember really great conversations with you early on, Jaeden, about not playing and I feel like we kept the conversation going while shooting, but not playing like another spoiled rich brat. And you were trying to consistently find a way. You were subverting, I feel like, what we had written often, because Oscar and I could fall into the trap of writing that, and you would kind of constantly question it and sort of subvert your performance. So he was a little more like naive and oblivious versus bratty and just bratty.
Yeah, totally. I always had ideas about it and being like nicer to his mom and stuff, but I don't know. But maybe that's like vanity. I don't want to seem like a brat or something.
Yeah.
But to me, that was good push and pull. But maybe
Yeah.
it wasn't always right, because the point is that he's got it
No,
all.
I think you were
But
absolutely right. He's at
it's the
his best
innocence.
when he's acting innocent versus like a brat.
Yeah, it's innocence.
And yeah, that's what you guys did. I thought a great job. Where like at some points I'd feel bad for Balti,
Yeah.
but then also you're like, fuck this kid. And in the same way with Solomon, where you're like, you really feel bad because he just wants a friend. He just wants a friend. And then like everyone has known someone that just wants a friend, and it's just like it just hits a lot of different emotions during a movie that you didn't think would happen. I thought.
Yeah.
I'm happy that you said that. I feel like I read reviews and hear people say like, I hated both these characters, and even if they liked the movie, they're like, I hated both these characters. Also, this is one of the most disturbing movies I've ever seen. And I'm always kind of like, have you not seen a movie?
Yeah, that is like.
It's not that disturbing of a movie. Like,
No, just because there's they heard like a school shooting, so like this is terrible. It's like, no, it wasn't really that. He was never gonna do it.
Yeah.
I also
that's the
found
whole thing.
myself the exact opposite, where I kept feeling for the characters, and I kept being like, they just both need a family.
Yes.
That's all they fucking need.
Yeah.
Someone needs
Both
to
of them
see
need
them.
someone to take care of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
They're kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like obviously Solomon's just desperately for begging for his father's approval. You don't have a father. I found them to be, I don't know if I will say likable, but certainly.
But that's what I'm saying,
you
going
felt
back
empathy
and
for
forth.
him.
Because like one time, like him being mean to his mom, you're like, all right, come on, she's a nice lady. And then you're like, he's really trying to help Solomon, but then it's really just to like when you text the girl being like, hey, hey, can you say you're not gonna show up to school again?
Yeah.
It's like so, and he's so mad that she like doesn't give a fuck. It's so great. Like, it just, the back and forth keeps you engaged through the entire thing. I thought.
I thought all the relationships in the movie were fantastically done. Like even like the DMs, I thought were so fucking funny. Like the DMs when you're pretending to be a girl and you're sending like very.
You know who was an underrated one? Your life coach. That was an
underrated,
underrated. When you're like yelling at him in front of all his friends that you like got raped by him. It was like he was just so uncomfortable. It's like, stop, please, stop.
I feel like we should mention, because we're at Barstool, right? Is that whole scene where they're yelling at him and he yells, "Why did you rape me?" That became a whole like meme for sports.
Yes.
Online. Have you guys seen that?
It did. I've also seen your face everywhere about the crying. The crying meme is everywhere.
People would post this like Instagram meme of like, if their team lost, it would be the team's flag colors above Balthazar screaming, "Why did you rape me?" So the winning team.
Every World Cup game. Every NBA playoff game. It was like,
That's pretty funny though, because now I'm feeling like, because you're looking at me like, oh really? That like it's another example of like our algorithm just feeding us stuff. And like, it was everywhere.
No, I
Everyone
saw it. I
Okay.
did.
I'm not a super online guy.
Good for you.
But it is crazy. I was talking about that the other day. How we all just have our own internets now.
Yeah.
Like we all. Like, I'm like, oh, this was this big video. I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
It fucking sucks,
It
man.
sucks, dude.
It sucks.
There's no more shared experiences anywhere in the world except the movie theater. That like.
And I'm hoping that people are like, I mean, this is such a corny thing to say because we make movies, right? So it's like, I think people are coming back.
No,
but like,
we
I
didn't talk
genuinely
about
hope
that.
like people start coming back to movie theaters, or even just like watching weekly shows.
Yeah.
Just so
Yes.
that there's a collective thing that people can talk about.
Yes.
Because
Yeah,
it really sucks to like meet up with somebody and be like, oh, did you see this? And like, haven't even heard of it.
Yes.
I don't even know what you're
You're
talking about.
explaining 6-second videos back and forth to each other.
Which
Yeah.
no one
Fucking
wants to do.
deranged.
Yeah.
or
So
then
no
you
one
whip out
really
the phone and you're like, see, isn't
Yeah.
it awesome?
Dude,
Yeah.
And then you're like
no.
waiting for them to laugh. They're like, all right, let's move on from this conversation.
no quicker way
See
to
you
feel
later.
dead than when your friend just holds a phone in front of you. I'm like, get that out of my face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It could be the
totally.
funniest video too. Like, I don't want to see
I don't care. I do not care. Yeah,
It's like a you had to be there moment, but it was just me by myself.
Yeah. But I think you are right though, like, because we talked about it here. I was never like, they're huge, but I'm getting into it now. But like, I'm going back to the movies, you know, and it's such a better experience. You're like, you're feeling that feeling again, because it was like 4 years it's been like no one goes to the movies. But I feel like now it's very back.
It's
Marty,
very
come on Sunday, man.
Oh, okay.
Come see it at the Angelica.
Yeah,
We're all
yeah,
gonna
come.
be there.
Do we have a
The
moderator?
audience for the movie, it's so fun to watch the
Can
movie.
we
with.
come?
Dude, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll absolutely be there.
Or,
I would
or
love to
tonight.
go.
It's playing tonight too.
Tonight,
we have a
time we
moderator?
got dinner.
Yeah.
But Sunday I'm 100% in.
Bring the office.
Sunday, I would
Yeah.
love to go. See
I'll
this
come.
stuff.
I would
At
love
the
to
Angelica
go.
in East Village.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm in.
But even with podcasts,
Village
right?
or-
Like I listen to podcasts. I love podcasts.
Manhattan.
But when you can't really talk about a podcast you listen to with
No.
somebody, right? Because I was like, oh, I was listening to this podcast and he said, and then they said, and then this. It was really funny. I'm like, what?
Dude, I had to tell my girlfriend, I was like, start introducing me the story differently. Stop telling me, like, I heard on a podcast, I was like, just introduce it a different way. Say you read it in articles, say you heard it on the street. Stop telling it to me like that.
Yeah.
And podcast, everyone has a podcast now too.
I
Like
know.
it's just hard to. But it's probably the same way as you guys. You always like, you don't want to sound pretentious when what you do, but it is like you're excited about it, and that's how we kind of do things too. It's like that's why I start. I'm a moron. Let them get
Just wanna get
comfortable.
this out there.
Well, I was really intimidated at first, but then he said he was a fucking idiot. And I was like, I can just start talking.
Once you feel like you're the smartest guy in the room, it's easy to talk.
He
And
said
I-
it like 4 times
Yeah.
in the first 3
And
minutes.
again, I know I'm never the smartest guy in the room. That's why I always say, like, why do people talk to me? I was like, I think it's my voice.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, I've never heard that voice.
They don't feel
before.
threatened.
How does that feel for you guys? Because I feel like you guys are podcasting somewhere that has a built-in audience, plus you're building on that audience yourselves. But how does it make you guys feel when you like go online and everybody has a podcast right now?
I was going a different way because the trolling part of this movie, it was exactly the DMs I get. Like, you're a pussy for something, you know? Like, it's just like
Blocking mom.
Yeah. There's always something in that. Like, it is crazy because, again, he started 15 years ago.
Something like that. It's
And, like,
just-
podcasts weren't a thing. He had, like, one of the first podcasts, it seems like. And it's just, like... And then now it's, like, the influencer era. Because, you know, like, back in the day... celebrities were celebrities, like movie stars were movie stars. Now it's like you can make a TikTok and be in a movie the next week. It seems like.
I cannot believe how many big shot actors are in commercials these days.
Yeah,
you know,
and
Well,
that used to never be.
I heard Edward Norton say it once that actually kind of like, I was like, oh, that's actually pretty smart. He was talking about how he's always seen his friends will text him when they're on vacation or something like that, and they'll be in Europe and they'll see him doing a cologne ad, and like, why are you on a cologne ad in fucking Munich? And he goes, I do cologne ads in Munich so I can do Wes Anderson movies for $4,000. And I was like, oh, I guess I get that.
Yeah.
But there's
but that's over now. They all do them in the U.S.
yeah.
Maybe not Norton, but I don't watch TV very often, but when I do, it's like just I don't know about is A-list even a thing anymore? Obviously, it's not DiCaprio, but big actors.
It's pretty close. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be watching like a Carnival Cruise commercial. Like, is that John Krasinski's voice in the background?
Yeah.
Or I think Josh Lucas does
Right?
the voice
Saw
for
Liev
Home
Schreiber
Depot.
selling Comcast.
Yes.
Lucas
McConaughey selling a Lincoln.
Yeah.
I'm always surprised. I feel like Josh Lucas. I mean, you would imagine that he's signed some sort of exclusive deal to Home Depot, but I hear him in like every commercial
Yeah.
now.
He's gotta-
And maybe it's sort of like some AI interpretation of his voice that they're using. They've just decided that he's like the voice for whatever sort of kind of brand you want to do. But I feel like if I watch TV, I hear Josh Lucas all the time.
Like, well, this is Road to Glory.
Chalamet
Glory
doing
Road.
Kalshi and Adidas, like to see him
crazy.
in one commercial break in two different big brands.
I
Yeah.
forgot about the Kalshi. The Adidas I kind of understood. I was like, I guess it's the World Cup. It's a big thing. Kalshi's
That was out of nowhere too.
Yeah.
It was wild. I gotta ask about Uncut Gems real fast.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite. I'm a gambler, so I really
You know what? Actually, I have in our studio is I have the rap gift from Uncut Gems. I have Mike Francesa's basketball
Oh wow.
because his son Harrison
his son
works
works
here.
here. Yeah.
And he
nice.
brought it and he gave it to us.
Yeah.
Cool.
How was working on that set with Saft? Like everything.
I mean, that's the third movie that I did with those guys, and I'll be honest, it wasn't, as the budgets get bigger, and more official, you're not as involved as you are
Yep.
on Heaven Knows What. We could all fit in a van. That was the movie that we made
That's crazy.
first together. On Good Time, slightly bigger crew. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, a fraction of the uncut budget. So, but I mean, a lot of the same people from one movie to the next, and for me, so much of it is just about like working with people who you love, and
Yeah, it's probably the biggest thing.
and for everybody to take that step up together is,
It's kind of cool
why you
from
do it.
you going all the way up there, and it's like this is still a huge movie, but like you kind of taking a step backwards of like probably a smaller crew for this, right? Compared to Uncut Gems.
You
and
going
stuff.
really high and then you kick down.
Yeah, you thought you went backwards in your career. No.
I mean, that's
You got to the top of the ladder and then someone kicked you in the
See you
teeth,
later.
And
Let's
you
start
made
over.
Balthazar with us.
It's I always imagined directing a feature film, like I think I never really thought I would get so caught up in producing. The thing about Uncut Gems is we started working on that before Heaven Knows What. It was actually the first thing I started working on with the Safdies.
Really?
Wow.
And we just couldn't get the money. So Josh, this is really my definition of a filmmaker, is someone who's going to make a film regardless of what they have in terms of resources. Mm-hmm. He came up with Heaven Knows What, and we made that movie for $150,000.
Wow.
And then it was like, okay, now let's make Uncut Gems. But Rob Pattinson wanted to do a movie because he'd seen Heaven Knows What, and there was nothing for him in Uncut Gems. So Josh and Ronnie wrote Good Time.
No way. So that's how that happened.
And then because Good Time got a lot of love and attention, I think suddenly we were in a position to make Uncut Gems at like the scale that it deserved to be made at.
Yeah.
That's very
Crazy.
sick.
So being a part of all of that, I never thought I would have done, produced 3 movies with them. But by the time we got there, it was like, what are you going to do? You want to see it through. But yeah, I don't know. It didn't feel that hard to really walk away from. I don't have kids or anything, so
Yeah.
I knew that if I didn't make a movie, I would be talking about it forever.
Yeah.
And it took longer than I thought. Like I said, we failed on The first one
Didn't
that we
take
wrote
that
together.
long. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think it took. Maybe you have a different experience, but
Yeah.
I didn't. I mean, we started writing Liberty in 2021, right?
Yeah.
It kind of. I mean, we finished a draft of Balthazar in 2022, right? And then we were. We
We
started.
had a movie that was very close to what you watch by the end of 2024.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
Wow.
think it took that long.
And
And
when
this
you-
part of like getting people to watch the movie, getting people to believe that it deserves a shot.
People say that's harder than like
that is
making the
harder.
movie. It's just like people to care about what you care about.
And
Well, what
every
was the
movie
thing
I'd
that-
done it as a producer I'm not saying it was easy, but it was like, okay, now the distributor takes over.
Yeah,
Whereas with this,
it's all you.
Yeah.
When do you have, and maybe when do you have the moment where you're like, I did it with a movie? Is it Tribeca? Is it when you get funding? Is it
Still
have
waiting
you
for
had
it.
it yet?
Yeah, someone asked this recently, and I feel like what happens is, you know, everyone's like, when do you take a beat to celebrate? And it's like, well, when you write the movie, you'd think that you'd be like, I wrote a movie.
Right.
But your next thing is like, okay, now we have to make it. So let's
Yeah.
get that going. And it's like, now we have to get the money to make it. You get the money, and it's like, okay, now we got to start shooting. Okay, then you shoot. It's like, okay, now we got to edit it. Okay, now we got to get it out into the world. Okay, now we got to make sure it's a success.
You don't really have a second
And
to
the
this.
only real moment,
Now we
I
got to make
think-
sure the screening sells out.
I think the only real moment that you're able to be like, oh, we did it, is when you're on the set of the next one,
No
and
shit.
you're like, oh, like
Oh shit, we
they
did
liked
that.
it enough.
That was a fun 2
We're do-
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they liked it enough. Someone let us do this one too.
Yeah.
So
The
that
reward
I guess
for
that worked.
good work is more work.
Yeah.
As Tom
And when you
Sachs would
work
say.
so hard on this one, and then when you guys show it to people, that would freak me out. Because I would be like, I don't know, maybe it's a piece of shit. Just watch, please. I don't know.
I'm a disaster.
I will say it didn't make me feel like I'd made it, but one of the great moments with this movie, my lawyer knew,
Oh yeah.
Stephen King's book agent, and I'm from Maine. Stephen King is from Maine. He's a huge storytelling hero of mine. Jaden's been in 3 Stephen King adaptations.
Something like that.
No shit.
He's like, I don't know.
We had a mass shooting in 2023, which was quite fresh while we were making the film. And Stephen King's written extensively about gun control in the United States, and so I wrote him a letter and I sent him a link to the movie, and he got back to me, like, I think I'd written it on like Tuesday night. Wednesday morning he had already watched it and emailed how much he liked it.
Wow.
And it was kind of like the first public person I was sharing it with, and that made me feel great.
That
I
would
was
get you
gonna
some
say,
confidence.
come on, that's it.
That's
right
confidence
there,
to show
right?
anybody after that. I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah,
It's also, I mean, shout out to Stephen King, because I hope if I ever, I hope to still be making stuff when I'm his age, and I hope that if I have a platform, I'm as generous with it as he is.
Yeah, it's hard to communicate how generous it is for someone of that stature to watch your movie.
Right.
Like to watch
Right
it at all
away.
and to watch it right away.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
And the response.
You can't even
like,
get the people who are supposed to be buying movies to watch.
Dude, I heard a Stephen King thing the other day, a couple months ago probably, that he sells all of his books, or the rights to the book, to high schools so they can put it on for a play for $1. And I was like,
Yeah,
that's
he
the
did.
fucking coolest
That's
thing in
cool.
the world.
Yeah, he used to do his story for a dime or story
Yeah.
for $1 or something like that.
Is that what
He
it
used to
was?
have a website, yeah.
Oh,
You could
okay,
pick a
so that
story.
must have been it.
Yeah.
Story for $1.
It might have been both. He's so generous.
That's
yeah.
really
I
so
think he
cool.
also you can option his stuff for very cheap,
Yeah.
because he just knows how hard it is to actually make it into something.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want there to be a barrier at the beginning. He knows, like, if you actually get to a point where you have a movie or a show,
Yeah.
like, that is so much work. I'll get paid at that point. I
Yeah,
don't need
yeah.
it up front.
I wonder what the payment is at that point.
I don't know.
It's like it's free to option my book, but when production starts, my bonus is $1.5 million.
Listen, we don't get to talk to people like you a lot, so I'd like to we're trying to shoot our first short films,
All right.
right? And we're starting in like a month or whatever. We might also cut this because we're not telling people. But like, do you have any advice for us as our first ones starting out, and how to go about it, mental, anything, any advice?
Just do it.
I mean,
Beat
the thing
yourself up as much as you can.
We're good at that. We're really good at that. Let's
Locations,
start.
locations, costumes.
There is the thing that doesn't, I feel like people don't do as often as I would expect, given how cheap it is to just like shoot a scene with the two of you guys on your phone and then cut it together, even on your phone if you want to see like, is it working? Is it holding my attention? You can do like, it's never been easier to do like a rough sketch of your film. Never been cheaper. Obviously, like a lot of different things happen when you're on the set, and I don't know what your movie is, but I think that like it always sort of mystifies when people are so anxious to make a movie, but they won't make like a little rough draft, right? Even with, I mean, and or you could do an animatic, right? Like it's a time-based medium, so do a podcast, do a reading, right?
So we did a bunch of
we act
sketches.
them out and record it and then cut it together to get a sense for, oh, this scene's taking too long, you know?
Yeah, we've
That's
done
free.
sketches and like probably like what longest one's probably like 3 or 4 minutes.
Oh, we probably get like 7
Longer.
or 8.
Yeah. So like we've done these and put them out for like probably you've done it for like 2 years now.
2 or 3,
At
something
least.
like that.
Yeah. So like this was like our next step of try and see if we can do it, which is it is cool because sometimes we're like, should we put this out? And it's like, no, fuck it. Yeah, put it out. Let's do it. We liked it.
Failing is fun.
Yeah.
You
Failing
have to
is
put
great.
it out.
Failing is great because you get to learn from it.
Yeah.
You know, I think part of for this was my first movie, but we had 2 weeks of rehearsal before we started shooting, and that was a really great experience to see how the scenes actually worked up on their feet. That's a form, like me sitting there and rewriting it and taking notes from these guys is, you could take that as a form of failure and beat yourself up, but you could also think like, great, how can I make it better? Failure is just a way of making things better the next time or in the moment.
Yeah.
And going back to what we were talking about earlier of like if you're just starting out, if you're in a situation where whether it's at a publication like a newspaper or at like a YouTube channel, if you get to make something every day, if you're responsible for making something, you know, maybe that's just like a 60-second piece of content that feels completely disposable, but you have to make something every day and put it out there. You're gonna get better, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's, so you guys do that. You're already making stuff every day. If you just put it out there,
I love it.
then you can move on.
All right, last question. How'd you do the opening shot? The opening shot of this of Our Hero Balthazar is so fucking sick.
I mean, could try to make it like sound more complicated than it is.
Well, that wasn't what it actually was before we started shooting. I mean, tell that story too if you want to.
Yeah. You mean like the cheat that's in there or what?
No, there were, so like in the initial script, the opening shot
Jaden's
wasn't
like, what?
that wasn't the opening shot. It was like a series of shots of sort of very sterile, empty rooms in this penthouse. Like there's furniture and stuff, but we can just hear the boy crying, sort of echoing through this empty penthouse apartment. And then I think we saw the location and we started talking about changing it, or we changed it before. At some point, then we had changed it in the writing to this penthouse apartment is looking down on the street and you're seeing people in real, like IRL people, as the movie says, interacting and communicating. And then we got the apartment and we're like, oh, fuck, this is like overlooking.
The 82nd floor.
Yeah, this is like and this is overlooking the Central Park like mall. Is it the big field in Central Park where people congregate? And we were like, oh, sick, we'll like shoot people, you know, having a picnic, hanging out. We'll just shoot down on them and we'll come up and we'll pan over. But on the day, there was no one in the park. Like it had just rained or something. And that's when I was like, you work it out, Oscar. I'm out of ideas here. And Oscar,
I like that.
Oscar and Chris really figured it out. It was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, there's a limitation. There you go. Like doing a rough draft. You know, we did rough versions to see how long of a lens we could actually like hold focus with, and and get that idea of like, look at all these people, but that contrast of a lot of little people, you know, in the city, in one of the densest cities in the world, and they're all out and about, with this boy that's crying about how lonely he is, right?
From his ivory tower.
Yeah. And that kind of thing. I mean, I love the location that we wound up with, that the movie opens in, Balthazar's penthouse, but there are just limitations, you know, when you're that high up.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of a little dolly and a zoom, a really long zoom, and a reflection.
Yeah,
and then
once the reflection comes in, you're like, how the fuck, what's going on right here?
yeah,
Same thing.
it's at, you know, the beginning of a movie, you're sort of teaching the audience how to watch it, and it was it's kind of the slowest, it's certainly the longest shot in the movie, but
I never thought about it like that, teaching the audience how to watch it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
yeah,
You
you kind of, you get the reflection, right, where
Yeah.
you're sort of like, is he actually crying? And then you see him, you see the ring light, you see the phone, you see the city.
Yep. Neither the ring light. The ring light was that was perfect.
Yeah.
Having to stop the video too, to like, I wasn't crying good enough there, was perfect as well.
It would have. I think also what it was in the script too. It was just a zoom. It was like a really long zoom, and we realized how, like, that would have made,
Like coming up.
yeah,
Or, yeah.
that would have made quite a shorter shot.
Yeah.
So then we added the pan,
Man,
and that inspired the animated credits that Nate DeYoung came up with, that kind of feel like you're I don't know, they're working in tandem with the camera movement.
But I love it because I love getting hearing the question, like, how did you guys do that, or where? And it's actually just a great example of what's so much fun about filmmaking, which is just everyone's coming together and collaborating and problem solving, right? Like, you show up on the day with this script that says you're going to do this, but you're like, oh shit, the location doesn't really allow that, and the actor actually has a different idea about it that might be better. Let's all figure this out together.
That's the
and then
best
somebody else is like, wow, how visionary was that moment? It's like, no, that was everybody kind of coming together. And it's really only an asshole who directs a movie that comes out of it and it's like, all my vision.
It's true.
Right?
It's true.
Like,
I think
'cause
you
it's
just
not
saying
true.
the figuring it out reminded me of the Christopher Nolan quote just recently from the Odyssey, when I think Matt Damon asked him when they were going to the Trojan Horse, he was like, how are we going to shoot in there? And Nolan said, I don't know, but we'll figure it out.
You'll feel it out when you're there. That is the best part. Like, bouncing ideas off each other is truly, I think, the best part about making stuff.
The other the thing that you forget with when you're shooting through glass and you want the reflection is, like, it only works at a certain hour. You know, where, because we want the city lights to turn on too, you know. So people only turn on their lights after a certain hour. So then you're dealing against sunlight. So there are really only a few where you could see a really good reflection because it was dark enough, but also enough out in the city that it was so that you could get definition of these buildings and stuff.
It's like the you guys watch The Studio, that episode where they're trying to get the sunlight shot. Kind of
Yeah.
Oh, right. The it's like a oneer.
The oneer, yeah. The oneer
Yeah.
at sunset they're trying to get.
Right. Does he like piss on somebody or vomit on somebody or something
I think
like
he
that?
vomits
in the
on
middle of
And
the
he pukes. Yeah. Very funny show.
Yeah.
If you've ever been on a set, when you watch that episode, you know as soon as he parks his car that he's gonna get in the way.
That's true.
You're just waiting for it. And you're like, oh, I can't wait.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for this portion of the video. That was cool learning about everything. You guys are incredible. I feel like I shot the movie with you now. So
Thank you guys. This is I gotta tell you, I didn't know. You know, I'm like a sensitive movie nerd, so I was like, "What's Barstool Sports gonna be like when we get in there?" You know, but this has been the best interview.
I
that
was
I
like,
feel
they're
we've
morons.
done.
Yeah.
It's just like this.
see, we're morons.
I knew you were gonna be morons. But I didn't know you were gonna be
What type
pleasant
of morons?
This has been, and I'm not just blowing smoke. This has been my favorite interview that I feel like we've done. And if this is the
appreciate
last one that we do to promote the movie at this point, since it's coming out on August 11th on digital, I'll be happy with that.
Dude,
I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank
And
you so much,
weirdly,
guys.
this office is very movie nerd type of people.
Yeah.
Like every like the way it's not just like, oh, I like that movie. It's like talking about everything is the best. So this is why I really enjoyed it. But in my videos, Marty verse, there's competition at the end, right? I've hit it back against Novak Djokovic, and I've hit a baseball player, but I've never.
You've hit a baseball.
I hit him. I hit him. I punched him right in the face. I've never auditioned in front of people. My auditions have always been on. I'm Ofer, by the way.
Well, we've got some scenes for you.
Well,
I
yeah.
think,
What do we
right?
got for?
Yeah, what kind of what scenes should we do? Should we do one from the movie or the ones that you sent over? What do you guys think?
Wow. This is
We've got some classically written, some famous movie scenes for you. I think one of them is a scene from Boogie Nights that
Love
we
that.
have for you. That is Burt Reynolds detailing how a pornography movie is made and what his dreams for a pornography movie
Love
are.
that.
And we have a classic monologue from the movie Hospital, where George C. Scott talks about how great it is to be impotent.
But
I haven't seen either of these.
You know the new movie. You know how
You haven't seen Boogie Nights?
Dude, can I tell you something? I loved fucking One Battle After Another so much that people were like, you got to go through PTA's catalog. And I bailed on Boogie Nights. And
What?
I've been told I bailed right before. It was.
What? How did that happen? What were you doing? What was going on?
I thought it was weirdly sexual about the 16-year-old's dick. And I saw Licorice Pizza, and I defended Licorice Pizza to death. I was like, it's not weird. It's not a weird relationship. And then I saw Boogie Nights, and I was like, oh, he did it twice? That's kind of weird.
Well, I will say, you know, it's a different time that movie is made,
That's
right?
what older
and
people
I don't think that is. I saw the movie when I was in 7th grade, and I was like, I wish my dick was that big. No, I just, I was like, you know, that like changed my life in terms of like what a movie could be. It's a kind of classic story for a filmmaker our age at this point. But I think I totally get what you're saying. But it was a different time, and it's also like still coming out of the 60s and 70s when like groupies were like 13 years old,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and no one had really reckoned with that yet. But even
Yeah.
the scene, I always think about the scene in that movie. I don't know if you got to it, where Burt Reynolds wants to see Mark Wahlberg fuck, and he has him have sex with Heather Graham, who we just saw in high school, and he like basically the movie, he's like, handle her tits a little bit. And
I
you're
think
like,
that's when I bailed. I think that's exactly
totally.
when
I
bailed.
mean, I think I think in regards to how we think about consent and age now, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And maybe it's you had to be there.
I think I'm also, I don't know why, sensitive to the subject, because I don't love Almost Famous. I think that's a little like just the age thing fucking weirds me out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean that movie plays pretty loose with the ages, right? Because it's never said how old those girls are.
Right.
But Penny Lane in real life was probably like 14,
Right.
you know, which is like. But it's just, I don't know. I could go on like a long rant about childhood and what we think about and like the sort of beginning of teenage years culturally and how we weren't really that far from like the Industrial Revolution in like the 20s and the 30s when basically you were put on a factory floor at 9 years old.
Yeah.
So like in 1968, 69, 70 when Almost Famous takes place, you're just not that far out of adults being like, all right, they're 7, send them outside. You know, like there was just like a very different view
Yeah.
of like what a child's. I don't even think they thought that children had different brains.
Yeah.
You know, they were like looking at 6-year-olds and be like, why are you doing this?
You think just like me.
Yeah.
But for both of us, like we saw those movies in theaters at the age where you're just like, they're older than me, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That I totally understand.
There's people who are my age, and then they're older than me. Those are the only ages.
And we were also at the age where there was a part of me that was like, sick.
But no, you know how Balthazar has his own Instagram, and that was part of our marketing, right?
Yeah.
Was to take this fictional character and put his Instagram out in the world. So for our new film, there are these podcaster characters, and they're putting out this podcast, and that's going to be ahead of the movie. And then, you know,
Oh, I
eventually
love
you'll
that.
realize actually this podcast is just the podcast of these fictional characters in the movie.
Wow.
So we want to try
love
some
that.
stuff with you guys to explore those roles as well.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, there's two guys that speak on a mic. You know, if you ever have anyone need in the movie, I'm there. But for this, Jaeden,
Yeah.
you're gonna be on the actor's side.
Oh,
So you're gonna
What'd you
help
say?
them. Like you're gonna
Yeah, I'm gonna
help
help
the
you guys out.
actors. Like you're fuck them, right?
Oh,
They're-
is Dave like gonna give notes?
yeah, like you're gonna give notes to the actor.
what are you
try-
guys gonna do?
They're saying who is
You're gonna direct?
You have to basically pick the best, like who wins the competition. And
Yeah, yeah,
again,
yeah.
like
I'm gonna
it's-
pick you guys apart, but I want
Yeah.
to see something from
No,
you
yeah.
guys.
Or-
You're gonna take it serious.
you're the coach who's on their side. Where
I don't
Oscar
know if I'm
and
gonna
Ricky.
be on your side. We'll
No,
see
no,
if
no,
I'm
you
on
don't
your
have to be
side.
on
or
your
not.
side. You can pick us apart also, but like if you have
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
note, like hey, do it like this or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We're all on the same team.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get it. You can have a second chance, especially if Jaden's got a
Yeah.
note for
Or if they're so lost, be like, buddy, just go and get out of here. But yeah, let's do the second part.
Could you shut the fuck up? All right, yes. Hey guys, I'm Oscar Boyson. Thank you for participating. You know, we're doing this audition, as you know, for my next film. There's a role, the character's named Matt Clinton. He's a podcaster. I want to cast a real podcaster.
One of you will get to play the podcaster in our next movie.
I got chills.
Basically, we're gonna do this first round with the monologues. We got Jaeden Martell here. And then we'll bring you back for a second round if you've got what it takes.
You'll be reading a classic scene from the movie Boogie Nights. Just state your name.
That seems a little nervous.
All right.
Here we go.
Race from the top. Meek Phil auditioning for the role of Matt Clinton.
Meek Phil.
Correct.
That's your name?
Yeah. I don't like my government name being out there. You got that, right? You do got that, yeah?
Can I ask you a question? What are you passionate about?
Nothing.
Not a thing?
Baseball?
Yeah, baseball, right? I would assume.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Yeah.
What gets you fired up when you're like, how come they're not getting to third base on this? You know, what rings your heart?
When they don't put the ball in play, I would run around third
Don't
base,
put
one
the
out.
ball in play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got a dream. I'm making a film.
And the Mets win.
It's true,
And the Mets win.
true, and right, and dramatic. That's the last line. That's where I'm going.
Great job, Meek. Great job, Meek. That's the last line. Crazy.
Uh-oh, here we go. Big guns.
I am John Feitelberg. I'm reading for Matt Clinton today. Eddie, you got 10, 15 people around. And that's just to make sure the lighting's right. Shit. This is not an operation for the weak.
Very good.
What a beautiful voice.
Quick question: in a real audition, do people clap after? No, right?
Yeah,
you just sit
sometimes
there.
if you're pretty good.
If you're
you know,
good.
I've had a couple of claps. I've had some standing ovations. I'll tell you. Hey Marty, how tall are you?
6'3".
Ooh, a little tall for an actor, brother.
Yeah, but you know we need taller actors. You know?
All right, good for me. 5'7". I'm with kings. I'm in the company of great men.
Are you okay losing the facial hair?
Yeah, I'll shave it all off. I'm already losing it up there, so.
Can we check that out real quick, actually?
Yeah, don't look like that. I'm Marty Mush or Matt Cahill.
Wait, I'm sorry. Why do you have two names?
Yeah, my real name's Matt Cahill.
Oh, okay.
But it's boring, you know? Marty Mush is a bad gambler. I'm a mush. And I've shit myself before, so it's mush, you know?
Me too, brother. Me too.
You got 10, 15 people around, and that's just to make sure the writing's like shit. My goal, suck them in with the story. They'll squirt their load and sit in it and really ponder on what they just watched.
Seduce us.
Really, yeah. I'm gonna fuck you.
Seduce us.
Seduce. Oh, we're not getting to fucking right away. Seduce first. Got it.
Make us want to fuck you.
Okay. You know, it's a long road for that. You got a couple of years?
We got 5 minutes.
Chris Clemmer, I'm reading for Matt Clinton. I don't want them showing up, sitting down and jacking off and splitting. I want to make the thing that keeps them around even after they've come.
The tail end of that really accentuate the word come.
I don't want to make that film. I want to make the thing that keeps them around even after they've come.
Great. So give us a second to powwow here. We'll decide who moves on to the next round. Bring them all back.
We're ready for you.
Come back, gentlemen. We have to say we're impressed with all four of you, and we'd like the four of you to move on to the second round. How does that sound?
Sounds great. That's nice right there.
Now, this is a monologue from Patty Chayefsky's The Hospital.
Let's get Phil in here first.
This is a medical doctor who is speaking to a younger woman who is hitting on him, and he has this to say to her about it.
Has anybody got a Zin on them?
I got a Lucy.
You got a Lucy?
Lucy.
Lucy's Zin.
We're sponsored by Lucy here at Barstool.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I thought you were talking about a rogue thing in his pocket.
Oh, like a Lucy.
Lucy.
Oh!
Around in his...
Just throw you a wet cigarette?
You're wasting your time. I've been impotent for years.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Wait, I knew this was happening. I knew it was going to happen.
You're wasting your time. I've been impotent for years. What the hell is wrong with being impotent? Okay, what?
It's great, it's great.
I don't think you're saying important.
That's how I talk. He detested my mother because she had a petite bourgeois pride in her son. He felt the chapel service was a hypocrisy.
I like that you looked at me. Thank you.
Do you know how to say the word?
Which hypocrisy?
Hypocrisy.
I said, listen, everybody lives with lies. I grabbed him by his poncho. Oh,
That looks like a cool shirt, too.
There is a despised, misunderstood minority in this country. It is us poor, impotent bastards. Well, I'm impotent, and I'm proud of it. Impotence is beautiful, baby. Power to the impotent. Right on, baby!
John Feitelberg, reading from Matt Clinton. You're wasting your time. I've been impotent for years.
I said impotent wrong?
Yes. You said impotent.
But got bourgeois right.
That's so confusing.
I was like, that one was
You
tough.
got impotent wrong every time, and then you said petite bourgeois, right?
No offense, but I could call it from a mile away. I knew as soon as I saw that word, I was like, get Phil up here first.
Chris Clemmer reading for Matt Clinton.
Martin Mush going for Matt Clinton.
If there
is
is a
despised,
more misunderstood
minority
minority in this country, it is us poor, impotent bastards.
Bastards.
All right, chop and block time.
We're gonna go for one more round, and as much as we loved the work, I think especially from round 1 to round 2, it's hard for me to share this, but Phil, you're not gonna be joining us.
I tried my best.
Unfortunately, Phil, to do an entire movie, you do need to be able to read.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big struggle for me. I gotta know how to say impotent or impotent.
How do you say it?
Impotent.
There you go.
Don't worry, you'll get
Great
used
job.
to saying
Phil
that.
gets so hard, he doesn't have to worry about it. Thanks, Meek.
Never heard that word before in my life.
I'm sad to ask John, you're also going home, but we really loved what you brought to both of those reads. Round 3 is where things kind of change for performing a monologue into actually being a character and showing us that you can be someone who's not just you.
And you're a 17-year-old woman. So the reason that the two of you were picked for this scene is because both of you displayed a more feminine nature than the other contestants. We're not expecting you to become a 17-year-old girl in front of us, but show us what you can do.
Chris Clemmer reading for Matt Clinton. Her real name isn't Ginger Rogers, you know. Her real name is Virginia McMath. And you know how she got started? She used to dance in Charleston contests.
Stop. Not feminine enough.
Her real name isn't Ginger Rogers, you know. Her real name is Virginia McMath. And you know how she got started? She used to dance in Charleston contests. And somebody saw her. That's how she became a star.
Maybe younger, like more innocent.
From the top? Okay.
What's so funny? You're next.
Her real name isn't Ginger Rogers, you know. Her real name is Virginia McMath. And you know how she got started? She used to dance in Charleston contests. And somebody saw her. And that's how she became a star.
Chris, back it up a little bit. Try this is a very theatrical young woman. She wants to be an actress.
Yes. Lana Turner was discovered in a drugstore. That's just one star.
It's something missing for me. I don't know where that came from. It just seemed really off. Get a little closer to us too, please. Yeah, even more. Yes. I got a phone call, sorry.
Sell us, give us something that we can use. We like you, we want to take you to the set. Magazines!
Let's try one with a higher register.
A higher register?
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Keep going.
Super high.
Ginger Rogers' dressing room has mirrors on the ceiling and
Now bring it low.
But there's no romance in the wind.
And back up.
I think just good.
Friends.
And now double time from any way she lives in just speed it up a little bit.
Anyway, she lives in a lovely home in Beverly Hills with her mother.
And she loves classical music.
What the fuck is that? Who told you to do that? No. I said before. I didn't say now. Before a different register. If you look at what's actually on the page, you can see why I told you to go to a different register. I didn't tell you to go there. There's nothing on the page would show you that. Jesus
These guys
Christ.
all wanted Phil, and I defended you, man.
Marty, you want to give it a shot?
Down, think about what you did.
than that, asshole.
No, that's why you go second.
We might be choosing between two piles of dog shit here, so don't worry about it.
I am better dog shit.
You're better than dog shit?
I'm a better type of dog shit.
You're a better type of dog. Okay, enunciate if you're gonna perform, okay?
The marbles sometimes come in the mouth.
Okay, well you're not auditioning to play Don Corleone, okay? You're auditioning to play the goddess right now in order to play Matt Clinton.
Her real name isn't even Ginger Rogers, you know.
Come on.
What, you got a problem with that?
Let him go.
And she has fruit wood furniture. You know how much I love the fruit wood furniture. And she loves classical music, you know. She's very close with Deems Taylor. He's a well-known classical musician.
We said it's a young woman in 1947, like a 16, 17-year-old girl. What did you interpret that as? Because what I got back from you was more of like a developmentally disabled 60-year-old man.
That's what I thought would be better.
There was a conscious choice.
There's a conscious choice of going that direction. I didn't love your guys' way of interpreting the character.
Well, what I gave you wasn't an interpretation, it was the facts of who the character was.
I thought this was a collaborative thing.
After we understand the facts.
How about we get the two of you guys?
Yeah, and the truth is, you know, you're better than Marty. But we like Marty more. Right. So what we want you to do is just use this moment to sort of try to imbue Marty with some of your talent that he doesn't have.
We're gonna play a game. You're a podcaster. You're interviewing a fading celebrity, mid to late 60s.
Suffering from a brain injury.
And, as you've heard, impotence. He hasn't said it in a show before. You want to coax it out of him. You don't have that much time. It's a podcast.
Do you find that focus sometimes makes it harder to maybe rise to the occasion?
I rise to every single occasion. I don't know what I'm never impotent.
Are you sure? Maybe the audience can relate to being impotent.
I'm always excited. I'm always excited no matter what.
Sure, I love that energy, but is every part of you excited?
Every single part. I could poke you from 10 feet away.
You could poke me?
You 18?
Yes.
I could poke you.
Okay, switch it up. Let's try Cuba Gooding Jr., Jerry Maguire.
How many can you please at once?
That's not the question. The question is, how many times are they pleasing me?
With your cock?
Well, yeah, damn right with my cock.
I heard it's silly putty.
Absolutely not. Those are outrageous claims. National Enquirer, I'll sue you for
A
slander.
woman said she thought it was gum on your leg,
Blind woman?
but it wasn't gum. It was your soft dick.
And Dave.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
Hey,
appreciate everything you guys put into the scenes and the thoughts that you put into getting this part.
I'm inspired to write a second podcaster role. And
No, there's only one. We got a bleeding heart over here, guys.
Yeah.
It can be tough making movies with him like this.
so I made up my mind, and the role is going to go to Chris Klemmer.
Marty, what are you still doing here? You're clearly delusional, which already gets your foot in the door in this industry, so great job. You guys are amazing fucking sports. Thank you.
Go see our movie, Our Hero Balthazar. It's on Apple TV. It should be on other platforms like Amazon and whatnot as well. Or if you're lucky, you can go see it in a movie theater, which we also like. Go check it out. Tell us what you think.
Thanks, Barstool.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Super fun.
We're gonna talk about the fact that Klemmer beat you at your own Martyverse.
listen, I gotta be honest. Like, I shouldn't have invited the guy who did it his whole life.
Took
He
improv
met
classes.
his wife at improv. Both wives. It's like, I didn't ever done that, you know? So I shouldn't even invite him. But I honestly liked it. I liked the competition. You were good. I'm not gonna lie. I'll shit on Klemmer when I can shit on him. He was good. That was the nice thing I've ever said about you, so take it.